Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show a Golden Dawn based tarot, and that is the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot. And here is the box. This was published by Llewellyn in 1997, and this is a Toth or Crowley inspired deck. And I'm saying that it's Toth or Crowley inspired because the court cards aren't exactly the same structure as the Crowley Toth deck, but otherwise it is very much Toth and Crowley or Golden Dawn based. So here is the box, and this is the High Priestess card on the cover, and this was created by Chic Sandra and his wife Sandra Tabatha Cicero, and they are two people who have been involved with the Golden Dawn temple or branch that is in America, that was set up in America a number of years ago. It goes back to the 70s or 80s, and there is information all about that in the companion book. So here is the box. There is a new version of this deck. This is a second edition apparently, but this deck is still available in a different box. So Llewellyn has got a version of this deck available, but it's in one of those boxes with the metal clasp, the hard boxes that they seem to be redoing a lot of their decks in those hard cardboard metal clasp type of boxes these days. Here is the book. Now, the tarot itself is called the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot, but the companion book is called the New Golden Dawn Ritual Tarot, which is a bit confusing for people, but the deck itself is called the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot. And the subtitle to the book is Keys to the Ritual, Symbolism, Magic and Divination. And this artwork was done by Sandra Tabatha Cicero. It's very sort of brightly coloured. I quite like the artwork. This book is really good. It's got the fundamentals in here of tarot and Kabbalah. So this is a Kabbalah deck. There's no doubt about that. Because this is Toth and Golden Dawn base, it is definitely a Kabbalah deck. The first chapter of the book is about the Golden Dawn, and the second chapter is about Kabbalah, with all of the fundamentals of Kabbalah in here. So for anyone who wants to know about the Golden Dawn in relation to tarot and Kabbalah, this is a really good fundamental book. It's a really good primer on that. So I think for anyone who wants to get a really good basic knowledge of that, I think this is a good book. There's some spreads in the back of the book. There are meanings for all the cards. There are rituals in here for people who want to learn some basic Golden Dawn rituals. And I should mention here that the author and artist, the Ciceros, actually did know Israel Regardie. So they were consulting with Israel Regardie about this deck, and Israel Regardie died in 1985. So they were first consulting with him around that time, and then they decided to publish the deck after he died. Israel Regardie was a secretary to Crowley when he was living in America in his later years. And Israel Regardie wanted to set up a Golden Dawn based temple in America. Israel Regardie had actually been a member of Stella Matutina, which was one of the 4 branches of the Golden Dawn after the Golden Dawn disbanded. So without going into too much information about that, I just thought I'd better give you a bit of background information. But there's lots and lots of information in this book. It's reasonably, I think it's fairly accessible, and I think people could skip the information that's not quite for them if they don't want to learn about particular Golden Dawn rituals or anything that they think is to do with magic. You know, you could skip those parts of the book, but otherwise it's really good for learning about the Tarot and Kabbalah from the Golden Dawn fundamental basics. So that's the book. Now to get into looking at the deck, and I'm going to show the cards that I particularly like, as I always do. Now here is the back of the cards. The cardstock for this deck is quite good. So I'm showing you this edition. Apparently this is the 2nd edition of this deck. And this was published in 1997. So there's the back of the cards. I have trimmed these cards. I didn't quite like the borders on the original card, so I'll be showing you these as trimmed cards. So first of all, here is the Magician. And I love the use of the colour yellow in this card because yellow is associated with air according to the Golden Dawn associations, and there's also the symbol of Mercury. So I really like that as the Magician card. The High Priestess, which was on the box. These are numbered with the titles as well. So the original cards, or this is the 2nd edition, published 1997. The original cards were a little bit longer, slightly longer or taller than this, but so these cards look a bit more square now, but I prefer this because of the original borders. So the High Priestess, the Emperor. I really like this Emperor card. I don't like many Emperor cards. The Emperor is not really, or has not been, one of my favourite cards, but I'm starting to become a bit more interested in the Emperor card. Very much related to the sign of Aries. You can see the Aries ram and the Aries ram horns on the hat of the Emperor. The Chariot. I think this is a great Chariot card. There's lots of movement in the card, which should be for the Chariot card. Beautiful Wheel of Fortune card. I love the hexagram in the middle. Justice. I like the use of the colour green with this card. The colour green is often associated with Venus, and this is associated with the Libra, sign of Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So this is why I think the colour green has been used in this card. So I really like that. Death card. There's a scorpion here, a Scorpio symbol. For the association. Devil. The devil. I like this card. I like the way it's been done. Tower. I like the references to the planet Mars in this card because it is associated with Mars, with the Golden Dawn. So you have a Mars symbol associated and representing lightning at the top there, and there's Mars symbol here. And it's really interesting that there is an alternative symbol for Uranus, which is associated with lightning. And it actually looks a bit like the Mars symbol. So that's really interesting. The moon. I like this moon card too. A strong sense of feeling with this artwork. The sun, the solar twins. The solar twin idea actually comes from the French esoteric school. So I think it's interesting that they showed this, but the Crowley deck does have the solar twins as well. And beautiful universe card, and instead of the laurel wreath around the figure, it has the signs of the zodiac. So I really like this card. The universe, called the universe as in the Crowley deck. So I see this as a Crowley and Toth inspired deck because it's not exactly the same. It's close. For example, I'll just go back to Justice 2 for a moment. This is numbered 11, whereas like the Waite-Smith deck, but in the Crowley and Toth decks, Justice is number 8. So that's another difference. Okay, now on to the minor arcana, the pip cards. Now these are pip cards because this is a Toth-based Kabbalah Golden Dawn deck. Ace of Wands, and it has the symbol for the element of fire. Seven of Wands. Now for people who are interested, it has the planet and star sign here. For people who are interested in the Chaldean deckhands, that the Golden Dawn, or I should say Samuel Mathers, associated with the pit cards. So for people who are interested in that, the planets and signs are on the cards, which are the same as in the Crowley Thoth deck. And the same words that Crowley used, which are the same words from Samuel Mathers. Crowley was a protege of Samuel Mathers. Samuel Mathers was one of the original founders of the Golden Dawn, and he learnt from Samuel Mathers. So the keyword of valour is on this card from the original. And the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Now on to cups. And I should say as well that they have used the original colours. So they've got lots of red in here for the fire element, and there'll be blue for the water element. Ace of Cups, and the water element symbol again. These cards have a semi-matte finish. Two of Cups, the keyword of love. And the Prince of Cups. So I should mention a bit here about the court cards. This deck has Prince and Princess, and it has King and Queen instead of, so you have King, Queen, Prince and Princess in this deck, but the Crowley deck has Knight, Queen, Prince and Princess. So there's a difference again. The only difference with the Knight and the Kings, they actually decided to call them Kings instead of Knights in this deck. Prince of Cups. Quite a beautiful card. Now for Swords, and I love again the colour yellow for air for the Swords suit. The Ace of Swords, the air symbol, Two of Swords, and the wording Peace Restored. As in the Thoth deck. And the Prince of Swords. Quite like the use of the elementals, the fairies or the sylphs. For this one, Prince of Swords. Now onto Pentacles. And they're called Pentacles in this deck too, whereas the Thoth deck, it's called Discs. So, Ace of Pentacles, and there's the colour black, which is representing the earth and the darkness of soil for the earth element colour. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. You can see the symbols at the top too for the decan, Chaldean decan, planet and sign. Three of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. So there's some of the cards from the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot, published by Llewellyn. And there's the box again, but as I think it's got quite a different, I think there is quite a different picture on the box possibly too for the new version. I'll put all the details below the video. I think this is worth getting for people who want to learn about the Golden Dawn system with tarot and Kabbalah. You can still use this as a tarot deck, and you could use it for magical ritual as well. But I think it's most useful to learn about the Golden Dawn in association with tarot, and to learn the basics of Kabbalah as well, because I think that the book is really quite well written. I think, as I was saying, I think it's a great primer. And this is the Judgment card, by the way. So I'll put the details below the video. This is the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot by Chic and Sandra Cicero. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.